Adrian and Kyle finish up shortly. While the monsters are still battling, we will switch to them and we will watch monstrosity at its best.
Yeah, Adrian Sullivan, Wisconsin's favorite son, here battling. He's from Madison, Wisconsin, the home of many a Magic player, many a known Magic player and Magic judges. Really a hotbed of Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
He's here battling. There you go. So many times we've seen Adrian Sullivan today not have the turn 1 play.
And now he does. Now we're cackling. That's good.
Fire drinkers. So finally, starting off with a little cackle. Give us your best cackle, Shaheen.
I will not do that. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, you can't play the Wicked Witch of the West in school play then.
I'm not cackling at this camera right now, at this microphone. I will not. I have students watching maybe. I don't want them to hear me cackle.
And like I said, Kyle Houtman, 3 colors, all the removal spells, and he just changed that Rakdos Cackler to the rocks, to one of his sacred foundries.
It's definitely a good play, playing this, I think Chain of the Rocks is fine in a field that doesn't have a couple volcanic eruptions, because that is just a nightmare. Man.
Peak Eruption.
Peak Eruption, I'm sorry. Volcanic Eruption is actually the Madness card, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a sweet card too. Well, yeah, Peak Eruption, much more applicable here in Standard. All right, so Kyle is going to try to play the removal game, of course. He's got, I think he's got a whip in his deck, right? I think we're whipping.
A whip?
We're going to pull this over here real quick.
Whip of Erebos?
Let me see, actually.
Oh, he does have a whip of Erebos.
He does, yeah. I'm pretty sure he had a whip of some sort here.
Okay, well, whip's not going to do much against a Boros Reckoner. And I was just going to say, maybe you should have saved that Chain to the Rocks for the Reckoner. Don't want to deal damage to it.
Okay, and Constantine Nunes wins absolutely nothing for guessing Wayne's World. That's correct. That's a reference. You win absolutely nothing, but thank you for playing along. We appreciate it. So somebody gets your reference.
You win a key to my heart.
There you go. You win a piece of Ricky's heart there. All right, so Adrian battling with Reckoner. Reckoner has got to be great in this matchup too. It's just one of those cards where if you don't kill it right away, it's just tough to take down. Let's see, he does have...
Yeah, like I said, some of Kyle's removal is damage based. He's got Mizium, Mortars, Anger of the Gods, War Leader's Helix.
Yeah, those are not... Yeah,
can't War Leader's Helix a Boros Reckoner?
You can, it's just not
Just
fun.
nothing.
Just nothing.
4 mana, kill it.
Just kill it, It's kind of like a limited...
Oh, is that what he's going to do here? No.
No, a demon.
Desecration Demon.
Adrian really doesn't have an answer for this guy either. The red-white deck, main deck, he has nothing that actually takes out a demon. His biggest removal spell is Mizium Mortars, and that's not going to do it. So it's going to need a little bit more action.
His biggest removal spell here is to attack and just trade his Reckoner for the demon?
Oh, yeah.
With the trigger?
I think he would definitely do that in a heartbeat here. If he has maybe a Boros Charm, that might be enough to save his guy here. God, that's a 6 damage trigger there. Whew. That's a lot of damage. Kind of tempting to throw it at Kyle's head here if he has something else.
Get in there, attack. Kyle says, I will block with Desecration Demon. Does he have the Boros Charm?
Yeah.
Here?
If he has something to go with it, it's going to do... What's happening here? Is that Reckoner still in play? He must have taken the 3. He must have taken the 3. It looked like he pointed at his demon.
It did look like he pointed at it. Maybe, he was acknowledging the trigger.
Yeah.
And Adrian's like, no, decline.
Decline
the penalty.
Pass.
Yeah, annoying triggered ability triggers every turn.
You know what the fun thing is, though? That Mutable is just going to be fodder to tap that demon, and that's a lot of damage coming through, so Kyle really needs more on the board here. And Osmodet, not too bad. The black-white creatures are definitely the best creatures in a vacuum in Magic, I think, right now. If we look at the mana costs involved and what they do a lot of good stuff. Eighth Wing's arguable as well when talking about bigger creatures, but Osmodet is real tough to deal with.
No, I think the best creatures are red. Adrian's going to prove it right here.
Get out of town. Come on now, let's be honest with each other. So he's going to read.
If you're Adrian Sullivan, how do you... and the interesting thing here is Kyle declined to exile his Obsidat and wants to keep it as a blocker here. Potentially opening it up to some shenanigans of burn spells. And Jeremy Stowe on the other match takes a quick 1-0 lead. Jeremy is playing mono red aggro, the Fanatic of Mogus build. He takes game 1 over John Bagley's red-white mid-range deck.
Yeah, I think that hammer is just really underrated. It's probably the best card that red has added for like one of those fringe cards, one of the side cards. Obviously, we're going to put all of our, Jackal Pup sized creatures in 2 powerful ones and all of our 2/2 haste guys and big guys for cheap mana costs. But that hammer gives you the ability to give you a late game engine of damage where red really lacks that. I remember the last one like that. It kind of gives it that kind of Koth X feeling, kind of similar to that. Obviously, Koth is a lot better, didn't need any mana activation. And the ultimate was absurd, but the hammer turns all your guys hasted, because actually a lot of these red guys aren't hasted. You have Ash Zealot and you have the Dragon, but the other ones are, those guys wait until their turn to attack.
Yeah, so you're talking about Hammer of Purphoros there. Jeremy still had a singleton copy in his deck, and apparently that single copy showed up and did a lot of damage in that matchup against red-white mid-range.
All right, so Adrian here is thinking. He's got all the mana in the world, as in 5, and he's going to cast Mizziamore. So we're using 2 spells here to deal with that demon.
Well, that's fine, because it's going to open up the air for his Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah, and actually, I think you sent Reckoner in too to trade with that Osmond. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Is it going to be...
Yeah,
so Mizziamortars and a Lightning Strike.
Send both these guys in, and he's going to do that.
Attack.
And you definitely take Osmodat out here. He's taking it. I don't like this play at all. If you're not going to block with Osmodat, then you blink Osmodat.
Right, because now he does not get the benefit of an additional life gain.
Yeah, it's one of the things in Magic. One of the tougher things is you can't not attack, not block.
Yeah.
You either have to do one or the other, and if you commit to one, you got to go for it.
Well, I mean, it's potentially possible that he forgot the trigger.
Maybe, you think so?
Ooh. So Overloaded Mizziamortars catches the Stormbreath Dragon, not monstrous yet.
Right. Think about it. This Osmodat was blinked to be a couple life higher too, but it looks like
4 damage to the head.
Yeah. So now
puts Kyle at 5.
And now attacking. If Adrian has a burn spell, Kyle's dead to Mutavault burn. This is not. And he has Chandra's Phoenix.
He has to blink it.
And you can't put it on top of your library like that, I don't think, right?
Lightning Strike or a Boros Charm.
No, he doesn't have the mana for all that. Alright, so he's going to be able to put Kyle at 1. It's not enough. He does not have it. He has a dragon in his hand, and he's got a dragon, Ash Zealot, and Chandra's Phoenix, all hasted. I think you play the two creatures here just to have a little bit of threat density, and then save that big dragon for the next turn when you can just, come in crashing. I think you get the Ash Zealot damage in while you can, which is now, while the ground is freed up, and then you play the dragon the next turn. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's not bad, because Kyle Heltman did use a sweeper right there, Overloaded Mizziamortars.
Right.
Unless he has another Mizziamortars or an Anger of the Gods. If it's 1-for-1 removal, playing out the 2 threats, as you say,
right.
Ash Zealot and Chandra's Phoenix, and having the Mutavault also ready.
Yeah, I think we play both these guys. How often are you going to be able to get the Ash Zealot in there? When Kyle clogs the board up. Especially if he plays like a Blood Baron or something, you can't really...
Another consideration is if Adrian draws another land, not only would that enable the monstrosity on his dragon, but he could cast the dragon and attack with the Mutavault next turn as well. So.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So Adrian's thinking about it. I mean, this is like we talked about. The decision tree in red decks is not exactly complex, but you have 2 decisions.
This is a very important decision.
Yes, the importance is definitely there, but the complexity is, oh, wow.
Leaving
Adrian's trying to play around getting killed by Osmodat here? I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I think
to 9,
you can't play around.
5 damage.
Even if Kyle has burn, like a War Leader's Helix, you're going to lose anyway if he has War Leader's Helix. I mean, you're not going to outrace this.
Right.
I don't know.
So that seems to be what he would be playing around. Well, War Leader's Helix or Stormbreath Dragon. The players have seen each other's deck lists.
But he's Stormbreath Dragon, those are the only 2 things that can do it.
Well, Anger of the Gods.
Oh, see, and you lost that 2 damage. Kyle would be at... Well, Kyle's
but if it's not War Leader's Helix, then the Stormbreath Dragon can finish things off.
Kyle's Lighttail is not correct. There it is.
Oh, is it 5?
Yeah.
And Boros Charm.
Oh, so he had lethal anyway. He had lethal anyway.
Wow.
All right, so it didn't
Wow.
matter. The only way he could have got out of that if Adrian played Dragon in past turn, but there's no way to see. They'd have to have telepathy in play to make that play. Adrian didn't make a mistake there, really. It wouldn't have mattered either way. All right,
He
so
played to cut down some of the outs,
right.
but couldn't really cut them all out.
So Kyle Hauptmann is going to win game 1 with his black, red, white mid-range deck, and we kind of know that it's just tough for Adrian to win this matchup on paper. He's going to definitely need to come out the gates again. It was pretty close.
So much removal.
There's so much removal, and then War Leader's Helix. Ugh, what a card against red decks.
Yeah.
All right, so Stern goes up a game against King. Xenagos, Dragon, Pelucranos.
So that's the
These
green-red
guys are
monsters
good.
deck.
Yeah.
Indeed got monstrous with Pelucranos and Stormbreath Dragon going large, possibly thanks to some mana from Xenagos. So the
Yeah,
green-red
Stormbreath
monsters
Dragon.
getting big.
Pretty tough here. Pretty tough here.
All right, so while these two gentlemen sideboard, let's take a little step back into the booth. I am Ricky Hayashi alongside Shaheen Sarani here in surprisingly sunny Milwaukee. I came prepared for winter,
Yeah.
but it feels nice out here.
After watching Packers on TV, you would assume it's always cold, even though that's in Green Bay a little farther away than this place. But it's definitely it's nice. So
Okay.
we have a little trivia to do.
Yes, we do. I have a question for the people at home.
Sure.
So, if you know the answer to the trivia question, the hashtag you can see right there, hashtag SCG Premium, tweet your answer to us. And you do not have to be the first one in. Accuracy is more important than speed.
It's for
and
3
we will
months.
choose a random winner from all of the correct answers.
Yep,
That we
for,
see for
for
3 months
premium.
of free premium. My question to you, the listeners, is: so one of the decks we've been talking about today, we've seen today, didn't make top 8. Mono Blue Devotion deck
Yeah.
featuring Master of Waves, probably the biggest breakout card
Yeah.
from Pro Tour Theros in Dublin, Ireland. What member of Team Star City Games playing the Mono Blue Devotion deck made top 8? What member of Team Star City Games playing Mono Blue Devotion made the top 8 of Pro Tour Theros in Dublin, Ireland? No, don't say.
I'm not gonna say
Don't say.
anything. He actually, do you know what his first tournament he did well in was?
Probably F&M.
It was a. Thanks. It was a win a car tournament at a world side event. It wasn't the first real
now,
one he has.
now
It's-
giving away some more
Oh,
hints.
who knows that? It's
Wow.
in New York City for the Worlds. I was there. It was fun to watch.
So this gentleman may
pretty
have
good.
won a car.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you know the answer, hashtag SCG Premium, let us know. You could win, you could be chosen to win 3 months of premium at StarCityGames.com.
So let's take a look at the sideboard, shall we? We got we've looked at Adrian's sideboard about 47 times. So let's look at
But
the.
does he
other-
have anything?
He has.
He's got nothing, right? He can't bring anything in.
He's got
This is,
something. He's got. Here's
Frostburn.
Tajik. We get to see Tajik in, because he can't be killed.
What's it? Look, it's going to be a 2/2. He's not going to have any other creatures.
It does
on the
at
board.
least block Osbadat all day long. If you get kind of a Chandra's Phoenix thing going, you can attack for a lot of damage. I mean, if you're not going to bring it in against the deck that can't kill it, what are you bringing it in against, you know?
I guess so. So how about Kyle Hauptmann's deck? More removal for you? Does he need 2 extra shocks, 1 extra Anger of the Gods?
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, you just bring in
The
all
shocks,
that stuff.
especially, I think.
Yeah.
Having a turn 1 play for the Rakdos Cackler or the Fire Drinker Satyr, just extra removal to keep things from reaching a critical mass of danger.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Adrian bring in maybe another Mizium Mortars, because you got to assume, how many Blood Baron are in this deck? 0. Wow.
No Blood Barons.
No Blood Baron. Okay, well, he saw the
So
deck
how
list,
about
so
the Chain to the Rocks?
all right, so you definitely bring out the mortars in, because this does nothing against Osbadat. You saw against Demon, it just takes way too much action to stop that. All right, so Kyle's mulligan is 6 right now, and again, Adrian on paper looks a little rough here, because Osbadat, again, one of those win conditions, much better than Aetherling in this situation for a control deck, because the ability to siphon life and is just way bigger than Adrian's team. We saw Adrian die from, what was he at, like 11 in one turn, just easily to a Boros
He
Charm.
was
in
at
that.
11.
Yeah.
And then after that, drained him for 2, attacked for 5, and a Boros Charm. Finished things off.
It's a massive amount of damage. Massive amount of damage. All right.
But we've seen Adrian Sullivan with his back against the wall in round number 10, winning in for the top 8. He was up against the blue-white control deck played by Edward Song. We thought it was all over.
Oh, you can never count out. Well, when they draw their opening hand, I automatically think it's all over. So, I mean, I guess there's more to it, right? They gotta play some Magic here, so.
Gotta play some cards.
Yeah. Like right now, I think Adrian's just done for because he's playing Ass Zealot. So, all right. So we have one drop, Cackler. Still not going to cackle at you. I think it's disrespectful to cackle at somebody. So instead,
that was kind of a cackle right there.
instead, we're going to see a chain 2 rocks to a Blood Crypt, and I think Adrian's he's okay with that, right? A lot of cards, he would rather not be chained to rock, so
I think he read that because he's got wear and tear again.
Yeah.
He's going to disenchant that chain to the rocks, and he wants to know if it's going to come back as a 2/2. And yes, indeed, when it comes back, you can choose to unleash it again.
To unleash it once again.
It got chained to the rocks, and now it's been unleashed.
Yeah.
What fantastic flavor, Shaheen.
That's flavorful.
This is perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
We're done. We're done here, folks.
Chain to the rocks no more. All right, how about...
What is that mountain?
I don't know.
It's got like a UFO drawn on it.
Please just don't ever try to delve into the mind of Adrian Sullivan. It's a dangerous place. Just stay out here in our booth. So Kyle, upset that his chains were made of silk. It looks like, and
they were torn
apart. Yeah, it's
man.
I don't know how.
Tearing chains apart.
I think, wouldn't you need to do the red part of that to actually destroy some chains to rocks?
Wear them? Yeah. Wear them out?
I don't think you can really do the white part of that to it. I don't think that works flavor-wise.
Well, Adrian's piling on some damage here. Rakdos Cackler plus the Fire Drinker Satyr pumps itself, so it's also going to ping Adrian with dealing 5 damage total. Kyle Houtman down to 13 life. Is this a precarious position? Will his Desecration Demon stop this onslaught?
I don't know.
I'm hoping we'll see a Chandra Pyromaster here, maybe using the Falter effect to say you can't block.
It's pretty good. It's definitely... Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Here's
so deals 1 to Kyle, says can't block.
Definitely
attack you for 4 more.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade from the last Chandra for that strict reason. There, you get to do damage and remove things from combat. So pretty good. And so this is a pretty good board state for Adrian.
And now what does Adrian do? Does he let his Chandra get attacked by the demon, or is he going to sacrifice?
I think you sacrifice something here.
It's just got the chain.
Never mind. All right,
so he did bring the chains in.
Chain gang is here to measure. Done. Demon is all snagged and tied up.
And now this is exactly the position Adrian wants to be in. Even if his board gets cleared, he's got a Mutavault, he's got a Chandra Pyromaster ready to give him free cards off the top of his library.
Yeah, and Kyle, I see a Warleader's Helix, Doomblade, and then we have...
Heroes down.
Pretty good, and the Doomblade is going to be very good here, too. So we're going to be able to clean up a little bit. Problem is, Kyle's at 8. That's a low life total for a red deck here. So
Adrian could just come over the top here with a Stormbreath Dragon, and he does.
He's going to do Doomblade. Oh, calm down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yep. So the dragon goes down, but 4 more damage from these pesky little 1-drops. Brings Kyle to 4. Now Adrian's got him head with a Boros Charm, another dragon. Of course, the creatures on the board already can finish things off. And that Mutavault. That Mutavault's going to matter because Kyle has already used 2 instants to deal with Chandra Pyromaster and Stormbreath Dragon. Can't have too many instants left, you would think. Activate Mutavault. What could save Kyle here? A War Leader's Helix?
He does have a Helix in his hand.
Would
so
be alright.
yeah,
Hit the Satyr.
Yep. Nope.
And Boros Charm you to the dome in response.
Yep. Alright, so Kyle going down. Adrian Sullivan coming back up. 1-1 here. Game 3 coming. So, just like we suggested, the way Adrian's going to have to win this is just coming right out the gates here.
Came out of the gates, had the timely chain to the rocks for the large threat from the mid-range deck.
Yeah, and then that one wear and tear did some work again. Got that little 2/2 back. Did some points of damage.
He's gotten a lot of use out of the wear and tear.
And I love the one wear and tear because you don't want to ever overload and have more. See what I did there? Kind of like what they did there, fusing overload. So you don't ever want to have more than one. 2 is good enough. All right, so we have Stowe 2-0. Hammer again. So hammer time, one more time. 2-0 with that.
The hammer is very powerful.
It's powerful, and it's only a one-off.
Well, he's got the one main deck. I believe he's got another one in the sideboard.
It's pretty good. I mean, like that card is just scary to play against. It's scary for anybody. When all your creatures have haste in the aggro mirror, and they don't, it's rough.
And you can just spit out 3/3 enchantment creature artifacts.
Yeah.
Golems.
Golem creatures. Haven't seen golems in a while. Real effective golems. Nice. Yeah, I remember Blade Splicer was the last awesome golem I remember playing in Standard. So.
What about Titan Forge? The old 9/9 golem.
No, I can't say I played that. What creature type is that Guardian from M14? That's 7 mana 7/7. Is he as a creature? Is he a guardian? Is that his creature?
7 mana 7/7.
It's guardian of something. It's 7/7 for 7.
What color is it?
Artifact. Whenever you attack, it loses defender and it becomes a 7/7. It's trample.
Oh, when you get attacked?
Yeah. It's a 7/7 defender for 7. What is it? I'm gonna look at
this set. You and your opportunities and your card drawing.
I drafted M14 until Face turned blue. I drafted it non-stop.
M14 is a limited set.
There it is. Guardian. It's a golem.
Enjoyed the least.
There it is. I got it.
I win. 5
years. I get $1. I get it. So it's obviously a really bad golem. So we'll just get it off the screen there.
No, what you win is nothing. You've continuously given away nothing.
I have nothing to give. I have nothing to give. You gave away your heart. That's it's too much. Can't do that. Adrian Sullivan already has it. He's definitely a buddy of ours.
Heart?
Yeah, he's a buddy of ours. All right, Stern and King go to game 3.
Okay, so
we have. Oh, this is exciting here. We have the monsters have fallen. Game 2. So
the smaller monsters of the Josh King's green-white aggro deck taking the second game.
All right, so we have a lot of game 3s happening here, except for the Hammer has dispatched one opponent 2-0. It's just a card I see just gaining steam from here on out. It's not only good in the red decks, mono red decks, but even if you're playing a second color, it's not too shabby either. We saw a Grixis player play it earlier on camera as well, so it's definitely not just for mono red.
Yeah, now all we need is Life from the Loam. Get back the lands we sacrifice.
Yeah.
It'll be all good.
Or we could play Deathrite Shaman with our Hammer too.
Deathrite Shaman.
Taps it, you get an extra mana on
Give
turn
your Deathrite Shaman haste?
Yeah. You get to play it and
what's better than a Deathrite Shaman?
Turn 4, I get a mana.
Alright. Kyle Houtman with the Rakdos Guildgate. Notably, you cannot chain things to those rocks.
There's no rocks.
No rocks on that gate.
There's no rocks there. So you have a hand here where turn 1 is confusing for Adrian. It looks like he has one mountain and a Mutavault and a bunch of, a couple of Ash Zealots. That's no good. I think he's trying to plan out what he's going to do with it. Is that a dual land? Can't really tell.
Is he trying to think
he doesn't see your Foundry. Oh, he's good. Okay, he's fine. He's got plenty of action there. It looks like he's got creatures. 5 counters on that. That's pretty good. 6/6 for 1.
That would be something to cackle about.
Yeah, I would cackle at that. Probably vomit at that, actually.
Oh, it's a 7/7. Really, Adrian? Huh. I don't think that's what Unleashed does. I did play a lot of Ravnica, Return to Ravnica Limited.
Can't believe you don't know about Guardian of the Ages. That card's going to be
Oh, please.
It's prime for a breakout, so.
Oh, wow. Kyle.
Alright, so it dies.
Committing a Mizzy Mortars on turn 2 to that Cackler, so that's a
It's not bad. Yeah, I think Kyle would do that in a situation where he's got just a ton of removal.
Ooh, Temple of Triumph. So.
All right, so he has Mutavault, Temple of Triumph in his hand, so he's got a couple of
bottom.
lands. And here's what we mentioned earlier. This is the real penalty of playing all these tap lands in an aggro deck.
Yeah.
You're having Ash Zealot out with it. You can't even cast it.
And there's some rocks that Kyle can finally chain something to.
Yep.
Get on the rocks.
All right, here's Ash Zealot right on time.
3 Ash Zealot. Still gets in for 2. And another Temple of Triumph for Adrian Sullivan. And once again, oh no, puts this one back on top. He likes it. What would he like right here? Stormbreath Dragons or a land?
Well, Saint Collector.
Saint Collector.
Interesting. So we can snag that Boros Charm.
Lucky he got something there.
Yeah,
huh?
that's an interesting sideboard choice there. I mean, red does have a lot of spells, however, but then again, I like this sideboard because Adrian on the draw is probably not going to have mana open when you play your Saint Collector.
Yeah.
So you're probably, you know, most of the time you're going to be able to snag a real important
snag
potent
something, and then trade. Unfortunately, not in this case. Ash Zealot's got first strike, so he sees the second Ash Zealot. Those are both going to get in here. Adrian Sullivan can't play it fast enough.
Yep.
Can't attack fast enough. Take 4.
Oh, so you actually just chump block here. And I wonder if Kyle has an Anger of the Gods. That would be a good reason to chump block here.
A Mutavault.
I think we're going to see an Anger of the Gods. I didn't see his hand, so I don't know if he has it or not, but it looks like he does.
Yeah.
Chump blocking usually means the Anger
killing.
Oh,
yeah.
no 4th land for Kyle. Oh, man.
And a turn 5 Stormbreath Dragon.
I see Kyle does. I think he has a removal spell again. I think he has another one. I think
Is it the right kind?
I think it's a Hero's Downfall, but I don't think he can't cast it. He only has 1 black. He drew Doomblade, so he does have it out now. Oh, he had Dreadbore too. He's got plenty of removal. He actually has double Demon in his hand. Obviously not very good in this situation. But once he draws his second black, if he's at a high enough life total, Adrian is going to have a heck of a problem with that.
Dreadbore the Dragon.
All right, so no land again. He puts it in a situation where, he drew another dragon. And he slams it on the table.
We've seen him do this before. We saw him go back to back to back Stormbreath Dragons. So far, he's got 2.
Oh, Anger of the Gods.
Deals
not
another
a land.
4 damage. Well, he said he had a Doom Blade, right?
Yeah, he's going to be able to kill it, but he's at 8 life. And he's got Mutavault in play, and he has a Boros Reckoner. And is this a chance? Oh, is that Boros Charm? Because that's pretty much death in the near future.
Kyle firing off Doomblade as a sorcery there to play around Boros Charm's indestructibility.
Yeah, I think he's just dead to a Boros Charm anyway. That's just a game over if he has that.
Boros Reckoner. If he's out of the black removal spell, if he has to use an Anger of the Gods or a Mizzium Mortars, that's going to hurt. If it's Mizzium Mortars, he's dead on the backswing to the Mutavault. And has not drawn his 4th.
I think he's going to shock himself here. I think he has a Hero's down. Or no, actually, it's a Sacred Foundry. He can't even cast
so
it.
He does not have the double black and cannot cast his Desecration Demons.
He's going to take 3 from this, go to 3. And I think Adrian has a... I think he drew a Boros Charm.
Anything will do it here. Mutavault getting in for 2 plus something else. Boros Charm, Lightning Strike. Adrian Sullivan,
no, he doesn't have
just
it.
A Cackler.
Doesn't have it.
Just a 7/7 Rakdos Cackler. That thing is huge.
Huge. All right.
No, Adrian Sullivan just having a little fun with us here on camera.
Kyle needs right here. He needs a Lightning or a War Leader's Helix.
Yeah.
That will get him right back in this game.
He needs to.
But he has to have it, and he doesn't have it.
No, does not draw the second black source. So the 3-colored deck done in by his mana base.
And you know what? That's another huge advantage to playing an aggressive deck. You punish people for keeping hands or actually stalling on land, not even at the fault of their own. You punish them. Control can't punish them like that. They can still come back and dig their way out of it. But when you're an aggro deck, you don't have time. You don't have time to dig your way out of it. So it looks like we're done with this match. And do we have another one we can jump to? We're about to find out.
See if we can catch up with Zach Stern and Josh King.
All right, so we're going to come back to the booth.